6 lucky numbers to win lottery and get rich on the 15th of June, 2025 Buddhist teachings. Have you ever noticed certain numbers showing up again and again on clocks, receipts, or dream sand, felt they were more than random? In Buddhist wisdom, signs like these aren't just coincidences. They're quiet messages from the universe, pointing you toward alignment. In this video from The Journey of Wisdom, we'll explore 6 sacred numbers believed to carry the energy of prosperity and transformation, especially during the rare cosmic moment on June 15th, 2025. These numbers aren't just about luck. They reflect deeper truths about karma, intention, and the flow of life. And if your heart is in the right place, they may guide you toward clarity, opportunity, even unexpected abundance. Stay until the end, and I'll reveal a 7th number, a master code said to open doors when the mind, heart, and spirit move as one. If you're ready to receive what's meant for you, like this video, subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom, and comment this mantra below. I walk in balance. I am open to receive. Let's begin. 1. Number 30. 3. Some numbers drift into our lives unnoticed, while others arrive like sacred messages whispered by the universe, and 33 is undeniably the latter. It's not loud or dramatic, but its presence is unmistakable, like the serene gaze of a wise teacher who says little yet understands everything. In ancient numerology, 33 is called a master number, reserved for the rare frequencies that vibrate at a higher spiritual level, not because of luck alone, but because of deep inner alignment. It's a number of compassion, but not the kind that performs for the crowd. It's the quiet, unconditional compassion that offers a seat to a stranger, lends an ear to someone in grief, or helps without ever expecting praise. This gentle force reflects what the Buddha once taught. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. 33 calls on us to share that inner flame, to live not just for ourselves but for the well-being of others. Even deeper meaning unfolds when we look at its components. 3 plus 3 becomes 6, the number of nurturing, balance, and home, suggesting that true abundance is not just material, but emotional and spiritual as well. And the energy of the single 3, joy, creativity, expression when doubled, becomes a focused power, a force of deliberate action rooted in wisdom. As we approach the 15th of June, 2025, a moment believed to carry rare cosmic alignment, number 33 becomes a guiding light. In times of change and opportunity, it doesn't just help us survive, it helps us stay centered, calm, and open to the blessings the universe may be preparing to deliver. And if you've seen 33 flash before you on a receipt, a clock, a street sign, it may not be coincidence. It may be the universe reminding you that you're not walking alone, that unseen hands are guiding you. In today's fast-paced world, where success is often measured by noise and speed, 33 teaches a different lesson. The path to true wealth, spiritually and perhaps even materially, starts with quiet service, deep connection, and compassionate intention. As the Dhammapada reminds us, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. In the same way, better than many lucky numbers is one that brings meaning, and 33 might just be that number. 2. Number 11. The number 11 may look simple at first glance, just 2 ones standing side by side, but in truth, it carries a quiet power, a spiritual significance that goes far beyond math or chance. In the world of Buddhist teachings and deep awareness, 11 is more than a digit. It's a doorway. It invites you to pause, breathe, and notice the space between things, the stillness between thoughts, the silence between heartbeats. 11 stands like a bridge between the seen and unseen, where one foot remains in the world of form and the other touches the realm of energy and intuition. In Buddhist practice, we are taught that awakening doesn't always arrive through reasoning, but through deep observation and inner calm. 11 reflects that path. It's the symbol of stillness that listens more than it speaks. If you find yourself drawn to this number, you may already notice what others miss. You sense when emotions shift in a room. You dream with purpose. You feel without needing proof. But this heightened awareness can be both a gift and a burden. Why? Because the world often asks for logic and proof, pushing us to silence our inner voice. Have you ever felt torn between what your gut says and what the world expects? That's the test 11 brings. Can you trust your inner knowing even when it doesn't seem practical? Can you move forward based not on what's guaranteed, but on what quietly feels right? Right now, the energy around this number is growing stronger, especially as planetary forces like Uranus, the bringer of sudden change, stir up new possibilities. If you've felt a strange restlessness lately, like you're on the brink of something but don't yet know what it is, that's not something to fear. That's your alignment shifting. And while many are waiting for dramatic signs, 11 reminds us that true transformation is often subtle. It's a glance that lingers, a word that feels meant for you, or a quiet sense of being exactly where you're supposed to be. As we approach June 15th, stay open. You might receive a sign, an insight, or a moment of clarity so personal that no one else will understand it but you will. And that's enough. So I ask you, what would happen if you followed that quiet voice inside you today? What possibilities might unfold if you simply trusted it, even just a little more? The lesson of 11 is simple but profound. Great change often whispers. It doesn't always shout. Trust the whisper. Stay present. Something meaningful is already unfolding, and, if you're listening closely, you'll know exactly when to take your next step. 3. Number 27. Let me speak directly to you, because if you're here listening, it means you're curious not just about luck or numbers, but about something deeper calling from within. Let's explore the energy of the number 27, not as superstition, but as a meaningful symbol along your journey. Have you noticed this number appearing lately on receipts, clocks, addresses, or even random pages in books? That's not mere coincidence. In Buddhist thought, everything arises due to causes and conditions. The number 27 often arrives as a subtle whisper, nudging you to pay attention not just to the world outside, but to the wisdom stirring within you. This number blends two sacred energies, the number 2, which holds the power of balance, intuition, and relationship, not just with others, but with your own truth, and the number 7, which invites deep reflection, spiritual insight, and inner peace. When combined, they create a harmonious vibration that helps you align heart and mind. Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." And 27 mirrors that very teaching. It doesn't come to bring noise, it arrives with stillness, clarity, and an invitation to trust yourself. From June 15th onward, if you see this number more often, pause and consider. What decision are you resisting because of fear? Where are you being asked to let go of control and trust the process? Perhaps it's about a change in your career, a chance to invest in something new, or an opportunity to listen more deeply to your intuition. Whatever it may be, know that this number isn't about chasing quick riches, it's about aligning with the richness already within you. Ask yourself now, what part of me needs more harmony before I can truly welcome abundance? This is the deeper meaning of 27, not just a lucky number, but a sign that your path is aligning. If you've watched up to this point, you're already opening the door to fortune and wisdom through the power of these 6 lucky numbers and Buddhist insights. Comment below with "lucky path" to show your belief in abundance and spiritual guidance. Stay with us until the end. There's still more to reveal that could help align your energy with prosperity on June 15th, 2025. Let the journey to wealth and well-being begin. 4. Number 5. Number 5, the liberator of the soul. The silent roar that breaks through cycles of delay comes to us not just as a digit, but as a dynamic force for inner and outer movement. Have you ever felt caught in the loop of everyday life, repeating the same thoughts, the same doubts, thinking, tomorrow I'll change, but tomorrow never comes? And then, seemingly out of nowhere, a sudden clarity strikes you. Send that message you've put off, make that call you feared, or take the first brave step toward a long-held dream. That moment is no accident. It is the energy of number 5 awakening in your life. In Buddhist thought, change begins not by chasing the world, but by turning inward and transforming how we relate to fear, comfort, and impermanence. Number 5 is the rebel monk of the numerical world. It refuses passivity and demands engagement with life. As the Dhammapada reminds us, with our thoughts we make the world, and 5 echoes this truth by igniting thoughts that lead to action. Especially around May and into mid-June 2025, this number carries a rare momentum charged like thunder before a summer stormaging us to stop hesitating and start doing. In numerology, 5 aligns with Mercury, the planet of communication and change, and its appearance in repeating forms like 555 or 555 is more than coincidence. It's a divine signal that the winds of opportunity are now behind you, waiting only for your first step. Those who've followed this sign have shared stories of job offers without applications, chance travels that opened new lives, or spontaneous decisions that led to unexpected abundance. This is not luck, it's energetic alignment. But 5 isn't about reckless leaps. It teaches intuitive courage, the kind that comes when you stop needing a perfect plan and start trusting your inner wisdom. As the Buddha once said, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. 5 invites you to walk that path now, not tomorrow. It challenges the voice of doubt and replaces it with possibility. What if this works? And yes, even when it comes to wealth, number 5 has something to teach. Money, like energy, avoids fear. It follows movement, confidence, and clarity. So if you've noticed the number 5 appearing in your daily life on clocks, receipts, license plates, know that this is not just a quirk. It's the universe, or perhaps your deeper self, signaling readiness. Let this number guide you. Say yes more often. Take the next step, even if the whole staircase is hidden, because the perfect moment isn't coming, it's already here. 5. Number 14. Let's take a closer look at the number 14, a symbol of conscious transformation and the quiet power of meaningful change that holds special significance as we approach June 15th, 2025. Have you noticed how the number 14 sometimes follows you? Maybe it shows up on the clock, in a seat number, or on a receipt total. These moments aren't just coincidences, they're gentle signs from the universe that a deeper shift is unfolding within you. And right now, in the days leading up to the 15th of June, this energy is stronger than usual. Why? Because over the past decade, number 14 has appeared with surprising frequency in winning lottery numbers during this exact window of time, not by accident, but as if the universe is pointing toward a pattern of awakening and abundance. In both Buddhist thought and numerology, the number 14 represents transformation, not the kind that brings chaos, but the kind that comes from deep self-awareness. It symbolizes growth that is steady, wise, and rooted in inner readiness. When we break it down, 1 is the beginning, the spark, the self, the will to rise and take action. 4 is the builder, the stable ground, the discipline, the patience to follow through. Together, they form a sacred rhythm, bold vision guided by careful steps. As June 15th, 2025 approaches, this energy aligns beautifully with the spiritual currents of the time. June is a month ruled by curiosity, movement, and expansion, and the middle of the month, especially the 15th, has often been seen in spiritual calendars as a moment of breakthrough. So when you see 14 appearing now, ask yourself, what are you ready to outgrow? What dream are you being called to finally take seriously? Whether you're choosing numbers for the lottery, signing an important document, or simply setting a new intention for your life, let number 14 be your reminder. Transformation is not a matter of luck, but of alignment. True luck, in the Buddhist sense, is the fruit of mindfulness, wise intention, and skillful action. You don't wait for the perfect moment, you create it with your energy, clarity, and courage. So today, as you prepare for June 15th, reflect on this. What foundation are you building, and are you ready to step into your next chapter with purpose? The lesson of 14 is powerful, and simple real wealth begins within. External fortune follows inner clarity. And when you align your thoughts, intentions, and actions with wisdom and compassion, even the most ordinary day like the 15th of June can become the turning point of your journey. 6. Number 17. Let me speak to you from the heart, as if we're sharing a quiet moment of reflection together, because what I'm about to share isn't just about numbers or superstition. It's about your journey, your resilience, and the deep wisdom that often hides in places we overlook. The number 17 may appear simple at first glance, but within Buddhist philosophy and ancient numerology, it carries the quiet but profound pulse of transformation. In the teachings of the Buddha, we're reminded, just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame. Number 17 reflects this very stillness and energy that doesn't shout or rush but unfolds in silence, like the peace that follows a storm or the breath you take after letting go of tears. In numerology, the number 1 is the spark of beginning, the self-awakening with courage. The number 7 is the seeker, symbolizing deep introspection, truth-seeking, and spiritual growth. When combined, they add up to 8, a symbol of karma and balance. What we give, we receive. But 17 isn't just mathematics. It's the path between willpower and wisdom, between who you were and who you are becoming. Can you think of a time when you were at a breaking point, but instead of falling apart, something inside you quietly said, "Now is when I rebuild"? That's the spirit of 17. It is the sacred number of those who have endured emotional loss, heartbreak, or deep disappointment, yet rise not with hardness, but with softened wisdom. The strength of 17 is not in flashy success or quick gains, but in the slow, steady shaping of a life that matters, much like the teachings of the Dharma, which emphasize patience, mindfulness, and the beauty of inner discipline. In astrology, 17 connects deeply with Saturn, the cosmic teacher, not one that gives ease, but one that offers truth, responsibility, and ultimately, freedom through self-mastery. And if you're hearing this now, and your life feels paused, uncertain, or heavy with questions, maybe that's exactly why 17 has shown up for you. Not to predict a win, but to awaken your awareness. What if this moment of doubt is the sacred ground where your next version is being built? From June 15th, 2025, the energy around this number becomes more pronounced, a subtle nudge from the universe saying, "You're on the path. Keep going." And perhaps 17 keeps appearing not by chance, but as a mirror showing you the strength you've gained, the wisdom you've earned, and the power you still hold. So take this moment right now, feel your breath, feel your presence. As the Buddha said, "No one saves us but ourselves." No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Let number 17 remind you, you are not just what has happened to you, you are the one who shapes what comes next. What will you choose to build from here? Your presence here means you're ready to welcome both material and spiritual wealth. These Buddhist guided numbers for June 15th could be the sign you've been waiting for. Type "Fortune Flow" in the comments to invite abundance with mindfulness. Keep watching. True insight often arrives when we're most open. Change your energy. Change your life. Have you ever felt stuck like, no matter how hard you try, wealth and success just seem to slip through your fingers? Maybe it's not your effort that's the problem. Maybe it's your energy. In Buddhist wisdom, everything begins with the mind. The energy we carry, whether it's worry, envy, or scarcity, shapes the world we experience. But here's the good news. You have the power to shift that energy, and with it, open the door to a life of greater abundance, peace, and purpose. In this guide, we'll explore how to transform negative energy into positive, grounded, and magnetic energy, the kind that naturally attracts wealth, not just in the form of money, but in joy, stability, and freedom. Let's begin this inner journey not by chasing riches, but by cultivating the kind of heart and mind that draws them in effortlessly. Number 1. Begin with awareness. To truly transform your life by changing your energy, you must start by becoming aware of the energy you're already carrying. Often, without realizing it, we are operating from a place of fear of not being enough, of losing what we have, or not measuring up to others. These subtle but powerful emotions shape our thoughts, behaviors, and the way we experience life. The tension you feel when comparing your life to someone else's, the anxiety that creeps in when you believe there isn't enough to go around, these are signs that your inner energy is being pulled into a negative current. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what am I believing right now that is creating this feeling? Is it the belief that success is limited, that you're not worthy of love or abundance, or that someone else's happiness diminishes your own? Awareness doesn't mean fixing these emotions right away. It means gently observing them without judgment. In the words of the Buddha, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. And so, by recognizing the thoughts that loop in your mind like old records, you create the space to choose something new. This practice of pausing and noticing is not about blaming yourself, but about reclaiming your power to see clearly. As Thich Nhat Hanh wisely said, feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. When you become conscious of your thoughts and emotions, you anchor yourself in the present moment instead of being swept away by unconscious patterns. In today's fast-moving world, we often overlook this step because we're so busy doing, achieving, or worrying about the next thing. But slowing down even just for a few breaths can give you the clarity to see what energy you're feeding. Ask yourself gently, is this thought kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? These questions become the flashlight that illuminates the inner landscape of your mind. In modern life, where social media, deadlines, and societal pressure often push us toward constant comparison and self-doubt, cultivating this kind of self-awareness is more than just spiritual practice. It becomes a form of mental hygiene. Just as you wouldn't leave your home in physical disarray, don't let your inner world get cluttered with fear, envy, or scarcity. Begin with awareness, not to judge what you find, but to open the door toward greater peace. As Lao Tzu said, knowing others is intelligence, knowing yourself is true wisdom. So let this wisdom guide you gently back to yourself, where real change begins not with force, but with presence. Number 2. Transform thought patterns with right view. Let's take a moment to explore something truly life-changing, how shifting the way you see the world can begin to shift the way you live in it. This isn't just about positive thinking or empty affirmations. It's about stepping into a state of inner clarity where your thoughts, energy, and actions naturally begin to support a more peaceful and prosperous life. In the Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha taught us the importance of right view, a foundation for wisdom that allows us to see reality as it truly is, without the distortions of fear, craving, or misunderstanding. Right view isn't just a philosophy, it's a daily practice, a lens we use to interpret every experience, whether joyful or painful. Ask yourself this: how often do you take your thoughts at face value, without asking if they are true or helpful? We're often caught in mental habits that quietly drain our energy and color our lives with limitation. For example, many people carry the belief, "I'll never have enough." And this belief, even when unspoken, shapes our behavior. It breeds scarcity, fear, and discontent. But what if you could shift that thought to, "I have what I need now, and I welcome more with gratitude"? That change might seem small, but it holds immense power. Why? Because the energy behind that new thought is open, receptive, and rooted in trust rather than fear. This isn't wishful thinking. It's choosing to align yourself with reality, acknowledging the abundance already present, and allowing your mind to be a fertile space for more good to grow. The Buddha didn't teach us to escape the world or pretend everything is perfect. He taught us to see the world clearly so we could live with wisdom and compassion. Right view helps us notice when our mind is stuck in negativity or illusion and gently redirect it toward what is real and helpful. It invites us to let go of harsh judgments, self-doubt, and all-or-nothing thinking, and instead embrace a mindset rooted in truth and balance. When we change the way we see, we change the way we feel, and when we change the way we feel, we change how we show up in the world. That's how energy shifts. So take a moment and reflect. What thoughts do you repeat to yourself every day? Are they building the life you want or quietly pulling you away from it? This awareness is the beginning of transformation. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue, not to criticize yourself, but to gently ask, is this thought helpful? Is it kind? Does it reflect reality? Or is it an old story I no longer need? When we observe our thoughts through the lens of right view, we begin to realize we are not powerless. We have the ability to choose again. We can choose to think with clarity, speak with compassion, and act with wisdom. Energy doesn't only come from food or rest, it comes from your state of mind. A peaceful thought brings lightness. A grateful thought brings expansion. A generous thought brings joy. Just like a garden responds to the kind of seeds we plant, our life begins to shift in response to the energy we carry. And this all begins with how we see. That's the heart of right view. It helps us stop feeding the patterns that keep us stuck and start nourishing the mindset that allows growth and healing. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Your thoughts matter. Your perspective shapes your experience, and the energy you carry starts with the view you hold. So today, gently challenge one limiting belief you've been carrying. Replace it with a more truthful, compassionate one. Practice it, speak it, live it. This is how change begins, not by force, but by clarity, not by control, but by conscious choice. What new story are you ready to live? Number 3. Meditate to clear inner blocks. Let's talk about something truly powerful, how to clear the inner blocks that stop your energy from flowing freely. You might not see them, but you feel them. The doubts, the fears, the insecurities that weigh you down, cloud your judgment, and make your path forward feel unclear. These aren't just passing emotions, they're energetic disruptions that can quietly shape the way you think, act, and live. But here's the good news. There is a way to clear them, to let your inner energy move again with grace and purpose. And one of the simplest yet most transformative tools we have is meditation. Now, before you think it's too hard or time-consuming, I want to tell you this. Meditation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about reconnecting with who you already are beneath the noise. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can begin to shift the energy within you. Just sit quietly. Focus gently on your breath, the inhale, the exhale, and allow your mind to settle, like letting muddy water sit until it becomes clear. And when a thought comes up and it wouldn't fight it, don't judge it. Just notice it and return to your breath. This simple act of awareness is deeply cleansing. Peace is not something you chase out in the world. It is something you create within yourself, one breath at a time. Think about it. How often do you try to fix things on the outside, change jobs, change other people, pursue success shopping that it will make you feel better on the inside? But what if real change starts from within? What if the clarity inside you is what brings clarity to your outer life? When you make space for stillness, you're not running from your problems, you're facing them in the most courageous way possible, with awareness and compassion. And it's in that stillness where your energy begins to shift. Fear starts to loosen its grip. Doubt begins to fade. Like clouds parting after a storm, you start to see what was there all along: wisdom, inspiration, and inner strength. Can you recall a time when silence brought you an answer no one else could give? That's not coincidence, that's clarity being uncovered. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. In the same way, your breath becomes your grounding force when your mind wants to wander or spiral into negativity. So ask yourself this: what thoughts are taking up space in your mind right now that you no longer need to carry? What would happen if, instead of resisting them, you simply allowed them to be and then gently returned your focus to your breath? This is how healing begins, not by force, but by awareness. And with practice, you'll notice something subtle yet powerful. You'll start to respond to life rather than react. You'll become more centered, more compassionate, more clear. Your energy will shift, not because you changed the world outside, but because you've changed how you meet the world inside. That's the real transformation. So I invite you, start with 5 minutes today. Sit, breathe, notice. Let the stillness do its work. And if your mind wanders 100 times, that's okay. Each return to the breath is a victory. Each moment of awareness is a step toward peace. And with each step, you're not just changing your energy, you're changing your life. What would your life look like if your energy flowed freely, without fear or resistance? You already have the answer. You just need to sit still long enough to hear it. Number 4. Live in harmony with the 5 precepts. Living in harmony with the 5 precepts is not about rigidly following rules, but about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life, one that brings peace, clarity, and lasting happiness. Ethical living isn't just for monks or spiritual seekers in temples. It's for everyone who wants to live with fewer regrets, deeper relationships, and more meaningful purpose. The 5 precepts are simple yet powerful guidelines: to respect life by not killing, to respect others' property by not stealing, to uphold integrity in our relationships by avoiding harmful sexual conduct, to speak truth instead of lying, and to stay clear-minded by not using intoxicants. Each precept holds a deep wisdom. When practiced sincerely, they purify our energy and sharpen our awareness. As the Buddha said, just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. By choosing to live ethically, we plant seeds that naturally draw trustworthy people, good fortune, and peace of mind into our lives. In today's fast-paced world, Where temptations are many and pressure is constant, these precepts act like a compass, helping us stay centered no matter what chaos surrounds us. For instance, in a work environment where competition and shortcuts often rule, someone who consistently speaks the truth and refuses to exploit others not only earns respect, but also builds a foundation of trust that is rare and valuable. Likewise, in personal relationships, choosing to be honest, faithful, and mindful in our actions creates bonds that are rich in loyalty and love. Avoiding intoxicants isn't about strict denial, but about preserving the clarity of mind that lets us see life as it truly is, so we don't get lost in illusions or act out of impulse. It's easy to underestimate how our everyday choices shape our energy, but every time we choose kindness over cruelty, honesty over deception, or mindfulness over distraction, we lift our vibration, and that shift begins to change the way the world responds to us. Karma, in this light, is not a punishment but a mirror reflecting the quality of our thoughts, speech, and actions. As the Dhammapada reminds us, mind precedes all mental states. Mind is their chief. They are all mind-wrought. If with an impure mind a person speaks or acts, suffering follows. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows. So when we live by the 5 precepts, we're not only reducing negative karma, we're clearing a spiritual path for abundance, be it in our health, relationships, or even career. It's a quiet strength, one that doesn't demand attention but transforms us from within. To live in this way doesn't mean we'll be perfect, but it does mean we're walking with intention, guided by values that nourish both ourselves and the world around us. In a society hungry for authenticity and connection, your ethical life becomes your offering, your silent wisdom, and your most powerful energy. Thank you for walking with us through these 6 sacred numbers and the deeper truths they carry. As we approach the powerful moment of the 15th of June, 2025, may you remember, real wealth begins within. These numbers are not just about luck, they are reminders to live with awareness, compassion, and alignment. And as promised, don't forget to stay open to that 7th number, your own master code, that reveals itself only when your mind, heart, and actions move in harmony. If you found meaning in this video, please like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss our next insights into Buddhist teachings, spiritual signs, and the deeper path to abundance and peace. Until next time, walk gently, live mindfully, and may wisdom guide your journey.